Hey, this is WWE and ECW alumni, the Blue Meanie, and you're listening to PCW.
The question is, are you ready? Let me talk to you.
I will give you a show like you have never, ever seen before. Why? Because I can.
What do you guys want to talk about?
And the color red in a world full of black and white. I am the eater of worlds. Yeah, to get some love.
Acknowledge me. The champ is here.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Hey, yo.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of PCW Podcast Championship Wrestling. I am your host, Wayne, also known as Semi-Dry Chicken, and we got a lot to cover. We're going to talk about Night of Champions. We're going to be talking about Saturday Night Main Event. We're going to talk a little bit about WWE Evolution, Great American Bash. There's so much coming up within the next 30 days. So we're going to try to talk about what we can. We do have a full card of Night of Champions. And you know what? I'm not alone, because I can't do it alone. Let me bring them out. Here we go.
Uso! Hey, main event Jay Uso is now in your city! It's just me, okay. Day one, it's just me, Day one, it's just me, okay. Day one, it's Jay. A lot of them all up and knock them down like this. I did. Hey, it's on me now, Hey, I'ma get them all. I'ma get them all, Roos. Yeah! I'ma get them.
Dre, welcome back.
Yo, what it do, PCW crew? Main event Dre Uso is back on your podcast.
We got Doyle still on the road. Busy man. So we're going to do another 2-man episode. We're going to pencil him in where we can. I did listen to his, a little bit of his audio clip that he sent me, but I'll save that for later. Are you ready for Night of Champions? And I say that with question mark, Dre, because there isn't many champions on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should
more
just
like
gone...
Night of Champion without the S.
Yeah.
Night of some champions.
2 champions, the United States and the Undisputed WWE. But I feel like this should just been called like the King of the Ring, you know?
Right. If they were going to do it like this, you might as well have just called it King and Queen of the Ring. Why even call it Night of Champions with 2 fucking championship matches?
Right. We have a ridiculous amount of titles, and this is where we are.
Or given the state of things in the world, you could have called it WWE In Your House Bombs Over Baghdad or something.
Yeah. You know, WWE just always has the just this odd, you know, timing. Just shit's going on in the real world, and it crosses over with wrestling, and I hate it. And it always seems to be whenever they go to Saudi. I believe one year they were stuck on a tarmac, weren't they?
Probably. But, I mean, granted, they don't have any control over the events of the world. They have no control over that.
Right.
But they can control how they respond and react to it. And obviously, the fact that shit is going down the way it is right now in the Middle East, and the WWE is just like full send like ain't shit happening is questionable at best. Because you can't say that, you know, WWE superstars, crew, and all aren't nervous about going over there. But WWE/TKO are only thinking about the dollars. And the fact that apparently it's been reported that if they were to cancel Night of Champions and the SmackDown, because let's not forget that this Friday SmackDown is also emanating from Saudi Arabia. And apparently if they cancel the both of those shows, they would lose $50 million.
That's a lot of cheese on the table, man.
No money to sneeze at, but
no.
Damn.
No.
Like,
yeah,
like, where's the line? I think that's
right.
kind of the question that just pops up. It's one thing if there's like, you know, conflict, guffles, little dust up here and there, but this feels different. It's a little bit more than a dust up. This is a little more than this is about as close as you can get to full blown war without, I guess, it officially being called a war.
Right.
And they just saying though, ain't no explosions happening in Saudi Arabia. What the fuck we ain't going over there for?
I mean, you just as thinking as a even if you're not a wrestler, you're just a part of the crew having to go over there. You know?
Yeah,
that's fucking scary.
Just anybody with the company that has to travel over there right now.
Yeah.
You know,
And
Iran didn't say you know WWE superstars ain't safe. They said Americans ain't safe. In other words, all of you motherfuckers. And it ain't like they don't know WWE coming to town. Not saying that they would target it. I'm not wishing that they would. I would never wish anything like that. But you're a pretty big organization having a pretty big hellified American ass event right next door.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Oh, yeah. And this is where we're at. I think we got to go back again one more time this year, right? I think so.
Yeah, I think they still have Crown Jewel or something in the fall.
Yeah, something like that. Man, just... Ugh. Yeah. All right. With that said, I guess let's go over this. Let's go over this card here. First on the card, we'll start with. Finally, we're getting. I don't know how long you've been excited for this build-up, how long you've been dying for this match, but we're finally getting Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. I don't know how excited you've been for this feud. This very, very candle-warming feud.
Yeah, I mean, the feud itself, I don't know that there's much excitement for the feud itself. I think from some fans' standpoint, the most interesting aspect of this is Karrion Kross finally getting another PLE match for the first time since 2022?
2022. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he even took to social media to thank the fans for supporting him and having his back and basically getting him on this PLE through their support. Because even though you might not tell if you only watch Raw and SmackDown and stuff, but Karrion Kross has really been getting over like a motherfucker with fans under the radars pretty much since WrestleMania. He gets like consistently the biggest pops on main event every week. Fans are over as hell for him. They support him left and right. And apparently it's finally, maybe WWE and Paul and them are finally turning the corner on him and deciding to, ride this undercurrent or ride this wave of Karrion Kross that's starting to take over.
Right.
So hopefully this isn't just a one and done match, and hopefully this will lead to more for Kross, whether he's a heel or a babyface. I really don't care. Just more of him being featured and being able to showcase what he's capable of.
Right.
And from a personal aspect, I hope he kicks the dog shit out of Sami Zayn.
I mean, I think he's gonna get beaten by Sami Zayn. To be honest, I just because then he had this little thing with AJ Styles, very similar, right? And then I believe AJ beat him. So now, I don't know.
AJ beat him in the match. That's when he put his arms behind his back and allowed AJ to basically cream him with the phenomenal forearm.
Do you think this, open-minded here, do you think at all this is leading to Sammy, AJ, and Karrion Kross possibly being in a group of some kind? And that's a very odd pairing, I know.
Very odd pairing.
But
I kind of don't really see it because they seem to have moved on from Kross and AJ.
Right.
And AJ's kind of, targeting Dominic right now. I mean, it could make for some interesting long-form storytelling if they were to eventually form some sort of a faction, but if they're going to rise, then another faction would have to fall because, WWE can only juggle so many factions at one time. This Judgment Day's still hanging on. Seth Rollins obviously is the new up-and-coming. Bloodline 2.0 is in the ICU. And Wyatt Six, I guess, is doing something on SmackDown for the tag titles or whatever.
Right.
So, while it's an interesting prospect, I don't know that I would put too much stock or too much hope in that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering where these subtle feuds that he's having are going. I didn't know if it was leading to something possibly much larger.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it maybe lead to something for him personally.
Yeah, oh my,
if it helps evolve his character or grow his character as some sort of, backstage messiah or some, truth teller or, some fortune teller is like, this guy, like, he told us all along. Nobody wanted to see it. And then, all the shit he says turns out that he was right all along. That could be interesting for him. He could be like the Simpsons of the WWE. Everybody just starts looking back at shit he said and like, damn, Kross predicted that shit all the way back in 2023.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, this could be like once again Triple H saying, "You have no idea." It's all part of the show. Yeah, who knows? Hey, how do you feel about starting this PLE at 1 in the afternoon? I think that's when this one starts.
Oh shit, that's when that shit starts this Saturday?
Yeah, Night Champion streams live June 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
I don't know why I was not thinking. I don't know why I was sitting here thinking that this shit was like a regular 7 to 8 o'clock. Like this shit ain't all the way on the other side of the damn world.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. It starts at 1, middle of my fucking day. I'm probably gonna wait until later at night, then watch it, and just kind of stay off social media. I got shit to do.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing the same because I 100% have plans this afternoon on Saturday afternoon.
I mean, like, that's really it, right? It's just like I got shit to do, I really don't want to. It's gonna be nice out this weekend. I don't want to be inside at 1 in the afternoon. Maybe later at night when it's cooling off. Yeah, but yeah, we're so accustomed to like when they go. They just did that tour not too long ago, the European tour I think it was, and they were just starting at all different times, weird times. These PLEs,
but they were starting them in the afternoon, so I should have been like. Duh, they're overseas. Of course, it's going to start early.
Yeah. I mean, I think I mentioned they're back in Riyadh in Saudi at the Kingdom Arena. Before this PLE, there was Money in the Bank. If you didn't listen to that episode, go back and check out Money in the Bank. After this one is the Great American Bash, and we'll talk about that then. Alright, moving on from Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. I'm assuming that's probably going to be a match that's going to be a buffer before the main event. Right? You don't think that's an opening match?
I could see that being the case just because we know how over Sami Zayn is with the Saudi crowd.
Yes.
Which means that as much as I would love for Karrion Kross to win this match, Sami Zayn probably will win because, make the Saudis happy.
Yeah. I mean, that's... As soon as I knew that match was made, and I was like, oh, Karrion Kross could win this. That'd be an awesome win for him. And I forgot where it was going to be. And I was like, yeah. W for Sammy.
It'll either be the second to last match to, lead into the main event to get the crowd hyped back up, or it'll kick off the PLE to start off with a bang.
It's true. All right. Let's move on to Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. This would be pretty good. I mean, I honestly like whenever, like, in NXT or the main roster, whenever Raquel and Rhea have crossed paths. Now, I know Raquel is definitely not up to par as Rhea, but it is nice seeing kind of Rhea go against somebody her own size. I'm just as late, her feuding with, like, Liv Morgan, who's so much smaller, and Rhea's just a big girl. So it's nice seeing her and Raquel go at it. So I'm probably going to enjoy the hell out of the street fight. I see some kendo sticks. I see a Slim Jim table. And maybe a... God, what was the name of a fireball ladder? Do you think they'll have advertising, actually? I don't think they will.
Yes, they 100% will. Them people did not pay money to only advertise in the U.S.
Yeah?
They paid money to be advertised on WWE programming, period.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering,
that...
are we getting the salty prime station? The prime water. I mean, we could get...
it's just going to be the regular shit like they always see.
Well, yeah, I'm, like, wondering, like, are we going to get the Slim Jim tables? Are we going to get the fireball ladder? I'm like looking for all types of logo. I want to see if they put it on the dumbest shit, like chairs. Are they gonna put it on the chairs? Like, I understand, which is funny too. I've never seen these used. Have you ever seen one of those steel chairs with the PLE logo on them being used ever as a weapon?
No, because those chairs are usually padded.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if they would logo steel chairs. Would it be just like a sticker, or would it be like a padded logo? But I don't know. I guess I'm digging too deep into it now, because then soon we're gonna have like Twizzler kendo sticks or some shit. Where
I'd rather
will it
not.
end?
This shit is, I'd rather not, because the more the logos they slap on shit, the less you can take. Granted, it's not a product, it's professional wrestling. You can only take it so seriously, but the more just almost cartoonish this shit becomes at some point. You gonna slap a logo on just every fucking thing? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it becomes very silly. It does. It becomes like just ridiculous. I don't have it anymore, but like I wonder, like when you watch it on Hulu, like the recaps of SmackDown or something, like how much time is cut off just watching ads alone. But now, not only are we getting bombarded with ads after ads from like Netflix or Peacock or wherever you're watching your wrestling, but it's just now we're seeing it everywhere in the ring. It started with the one logo in the center, and then it became 6 to like almost 8 now, and now it's everywhere, man. It's ridiculous. Hell, sometimes we have wrestlers, dress, close to whatever they're being sponsored by that week. But yeah, LA Knight with his Slim Jims. Anyway, Rhea versus Raquel. I think this is going to be a pretty good banger of a match for the women. I'm pretty excited for it. I want to see somebody go through a Slim Jim table. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen these two go at it before. It's pretty much going to be what we've seen from them always. Power moves, hard hitting. Yeah, it's a no DQ match, so we'll get chairs and tables and kendo sticks and maybe trash cans or whatever else they want to use to make this match feel, hardcore or whatever, fit the street fight motif. And in the end, Rhea Ripley's going to come out on top.
No.
More than likely. Unless, the only way she doesn't is if somehow, not somehow, but if Roxanne Perez shows up to interfere to help Raquel get the win, and maybe in doing that, that's how she wins over Raquel, and they become the team in Liv Morgan's absence.
I was thinking the same thing, because this match did seem kind of like out of nowhere. I mean, come on. Did we really need a Rhea versus Raquel match that, this could be on Raw? Like, so I think you're right, though. That could definitely be the swerve here. I mean, because Evolution's right around the corner. Right around the corner. Evolution, for you guys listening, is July 13th. That's not that far away, and they did have women's tag titles planned, a match planned, and it was kind of scrapped. And if you don't have the women's tag titles on this PLE, then you should just get rid of them, period. So, if they're quickly setting up for that, you're kind of right, man. That'd be a perfect way to shoehorn Roxanne right into the good graces of Raquel. Saving her ass from maybe a riptide or something, and, you're right, dude. A no DQ. I see. Totally, dude. Totally. I kind of want to change my opinion on that now. I kind of want to go with that. I'm feeling more of that now that I'm looking at it. Just how odd this match is. I mean, damn.
Yeah, that's my prediction, honestly. I think Roxanne Perez interferes to give Raquel the win. And then they become a new team.
Yup. Sliding in there to take Dirty Dom next. Which, for the record, Dom, dude, I understand why you left Rhea for Liv, but you can't leave Liv for Roxanne. Just, come on, man.
I love Liv as much as everybody else, man. Don't sleep on Roxy.
I know.
Don't sleep on Roxy.
Damn, Dom. Man, the man has a good life right now. Very good life.
Right. Recently recreated his old childhood picture with Trish Stratus too.
I saw that. I was like, damn, I hate you more now, Dirty Dom. I know, that's what I said. I was like, fucking legend.
Fucking legend.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move on here to Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. This will be probably our first championship match on the card. This is for the United States Championship match. I think Jacob Fatu has been running pretty strong as our United States champion. I'm enjoying it, man. Like, I feel like it's in good hands right now. But Solo Sikoa is not alone. I feel like with the amount of interference and possibly rumor of yet another Bloodline member appearing, I guess when you have enough of your stable members injured, you can just swap them out, with just other members of the family. It's seriously becoming an undeadly
the rumor
world.
of the new Bloodline member of the week. It happens all the time. Like, now there's going to be this guy, there's going to be this guy, and now everybody's ramped up about a new Bloodline member because Hikuleo, had a dark match on SmackDown? Was it a week ago or something, or Raw a week ago or something?
Okay.
So now everybody's like, oh, Hikuleo's, or I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but is he about to show up? He about to pop up on the main roster? He might. But at the same time, if they're giving us Jacob Fatu versus Solo now, and this is a match that we thought we were going to get at SummerSlam,
right?
But if they're doing it now, then what the hell is left in this after this match? Like, Solo ain't winning the U.S. Championship off Fatu. They did. Like, that's not happening. So, more than likely, Jacob Fatu's going to win. And then what? He's broke away. He's beat Solo in a match. About as clean as a break as you can get. What would be left in their feud? At this point, I feel like Fatu should win and then let him move on to whoever his next challenger is, and then let Solo and them figure out whatever the fuck they gonna do with their lives.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Jimmy Uso come out to his aid, Jacob Fatu's aid, which I thought was kind of weird. You know, I was like, man, you guys were just feuding not too long ago. But I get it. Blood. But, yeah, I mean, could we see Jacob Fatu and the Usos team up together? It's so weird. But, I don't know. Yeah, and you still got the Tama and Tongaloa out. When they returned, where do they go? This is becoming the WWE's version of the NWO.
NWO. Yep.
It really is, dude. Like, how do we not have, like, a basic Bloodline shirt right now? You know? Ugh.
Because they never thought of that type of branding.
Yeah.
Of just, like, a Bloodline logo similar to what, like, the NWO or DX or something. I mean, they kind of sort of have it. I mean, they have that font that they were using when they were creating all the shirts, when they was, like, you know, Honorary Uso or the Uso saying we them ones or whatever. They have that Bloodline font. But yeah, they kind of dropped the ball not having just a simple, straightforward logo for the Bloodline that everybody could just rock. That could have become a long-term, like, forever money maker for them, basically.
Yeah.
Like how the NWO shirt still prints money to this day. How the Austin 316 skull still prints money to this day.
Yeah, they missed out.
Shit like that.
Missed out. Yeah, you could have done a logo with a certain color for the Bloodline, and then when you had the new Bloodline, you could have had a different color for that, and then just kept the same logo. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I really.
I mean,
feel like
Bloodline colors would be black and red because that's
right.
pretty much what it has been.
Yep. But yeah, they definitely missed out on a big opportunity there. But yeah, it's so many. I'm just like, hell, the Bloodline has their own Wikipedia page. That's how many people are in the Bloodline or have been in and out of the Bloodline. I definitely feel like there's going to be interference here and some shenanigans. They're going to try to get this title off of him as much as possible, but I mean, I could see them, you know, him getting screwed over in this, and you know, losing this title, and then we're going to enjoy the chase while Solo's being well protected. I think I would much rather enjoy the chase for him getting that title back. But
I'd be surprised if Jacob Fatu lost the U.S. title in this match.
Yeah, you think it's just going to be a clean, no interference? Or you think he's going to be able to...
No. In no way, shape, or form do I think it's going to be a clean match. No.
I was going to say,
I think either Jacob Fatu is going to win,
yeah,
or it's going to end up in a no finish due to some interference. And that's how they kind of drag this out.
Okay.
Like, it pretty much ends up in like a DQ, no contest, something.
Right.
Due to outside interference, and then that just kicks the can down the road further on this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I liked the fact that, you know, this isn't like in the main event title scene. This is elevating the United States title. Now we have the Bloodline, you know, dishing it out for the mid-card title. I kind of like that. It's elevating that card. It's elevating that title. We're doing something.
Yeah, it does good for the title. Doesn't do good for Bloodline 2.0, but maybe this is what they need. They clearly weren't really main event ready when they were feuding with OG Bloodline. Right. That's all anybody really cared about was just OG Bloodline. Nobody gave a shit about Bloodline 2.0.
Right.
Except for Jacob Fatu himself. Despite the fact that they had... It could have been. It had potential, but injuries ultimately fucked them over, I think, right when they were on the cusp of potentially really finally getting something to stick.
Right.
Like I said, I think when they had Bronson Reed with them going into War Games last year.
Yes,
man,
sir.
that was it. That was it. Everybody had that same reaction when they saw Bronson Reed with him. He was like, "Yo, this fits. This is perfect,
man." Yup.
Bronson and Jacob Solo as their leader, and then and Tama Tonga or in Tongaloa somewhere. Like that was it. That was the click.
Yup.
And then they all got injured.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Is like I'll bring it up. Screw it real quick in the middle of the show. I'm gonna bring it up. I do have like a list of like there's just wrestlers who are just injured on this roster. It's kind of just ridiculous, to be honest. I think we have like at least 7 wrestlers out. No, we have 13. Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Liv Morgan, now Dominic Mysterio, Bianca Belair, Rey Mysterio, Chad Gable, Dragunov, Tama Tonga,
Ilya Dragunov, yep.
Yeah. Zoe Stark, Otis, and Apollo Crews. Like, that's a lot,
You forgot
man.
somebody.
Who else? Wait, who did I forget?
El Grande Americano.
Well, I don't
Also
know, man.
out injured.
I think he's... he might be good.
Nope, he is officially listed as out injured.
Yeah,
Coincidentally, the same time as Otis.
Man, that's so weird. And Chad Gable.
Not saying anything, but just saying.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is rough. And, especially with SummerSlam right around the corner. It's gonna suck.
I mean, they not... Even with all those injuries, they are not lacking for talent. Still,
dude, you're
it
fucking
goes to
right.
show how deep the freaking roster is.
Right, but what I hate about injuries is like, as a wrestler, you only have so much. This isn't about contracts; it's about just your body, how much time your body has, and it sucks when you're spending a good portion of your prime years, injured. And then when you're all fixed up, it's kind of like it might be a little bit too late. You might have missed that window, depending how long you're out. But I don't know. Sometimes that's never the case. Sometimes it's really good for them. Sometimes they come back better. So
yeah, certainly. I mean, injuries are a curse. They can be a blessing. They can be a curse.
Yep.
All depends on what do you do with it. What do you do with your time? What do you do? How do you come back? How do the fans react to you? Sometimes, when you think about a prime example, was Triple H in 2001. When he tore his quad after WrestleMania 17 and was out for the year. Right in the middle of him and Stone Cold having that 2-man power trip. That was supposed to be like the big thing for 2001 that they were going to run, and then he tears his quad. He's out for the rest of the year. Triple H was a champion. He had been champion, and he had obviously been a main eventer. He was one of the top guys of the Attitude Era, and he was heel as fuck. But when he came back, how fucking over was he? He had hit that. He came back in that appreciation phase. Right. Where, like, while he was out, fans grew to, miss him. They was like, yo, damn. We didn't appreciate Triple H the way we probably should have when he was out here fucking people up left and right. So when he came back, over the fucking moon. Mm-hmm. Rocket ship right back to the WWE Championship. Which they then made him fucking lose to Hulk Hogan on some old bullshit, but whatever. So, maybe some of these people who are currently out injured, somebody, not saying all of them, but somebody maybe like a Zoe Stark, possibly. She could come back, and if done right, maybe there's a level, maybe she could come back with some momentum. Liv Morgan is a prime example. With all the heel work and all that she's been doing, and the work that how she's been grinding out and doing the best work of her career.
Right.
I'd be shocked if she doesn't come back as a mega babyface. I would be shocked, especially as given how long she's expected to possibly be out, which is like 6 months. So she might be out for the rest of the year. You think about that fucking, if she comes back at like the Royal Rumble next year, Liv and Dom and Roxanne Perez been doing all this, that, and the third. They carrying on, having their little affair, yada yada, and then all of a sudden that "Watch Me" music hit. Shit. Shit. Liv will be over as fuck, just like Rhea was when she came back.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Just all about timing. All about timing. Speaking of somebody who made a great comeback, it's been going actually for a long time, for quite some time. She was out for a couple months, and then she was spoiled when she came back. It would have been nice if we talked about last episode if she wasn't spoiled about her return, but Asuka. The next match here I'm going to talk about is Asuka versus Jade Cargill in the Queen of the Ring Tournament Finals. The winner is crowned Queen of the Ring and receives a match of the respective brands' World Championships at SummerSlam. Just like we said, we'd get one wrestler from Raw, one wrestler from SmackDown. The tournament that led here, Jade was in a match with Michin, Nia Jackson, Piper Niven in a fatal 4-way, defeated them, then defeated Roxanne Perez, and got her to the semifinals. Asuka defeated Ivy Nile, Raquel, and Stephanie in a fatal 4-way, and then defeated Alexa Bliss the other night with a pin, which I thought was a pretty good match. I would have been fine either way. I did not see this match coming. This is a odd pairing of sorts. And you know what, Dre? They kind of set it up like I'd be content with whoever wins this. Because if we get to see Asuka versus Io Sky, I'm down for that. And we know, we kind of mapped out maybe the trajectory of maybe Jade Cargill winning this and possibly going on and Naomi having something to do with her and her first title win. Considering she's the Money in the Bank women's briefcase holder. So, it is really hard to say where this is going to go. I think, I hate to say it, but Asuka is the far better wrestler in the ring. I think, though, that they are going to push Jade Cargill and get her the W. But I feel like I'm still going to enjoy the match. I've never seen these two mix up in the ring, so hopefully it's pretty solid. Trey, what are you thinking?
I'd be stunned if Jade Cargill does not win this match. I mean, I love Asuka as much as everybody else. I'm honestly surprised that she got to the finals.
Right.
Like, I'm surprised they pushed her all the way to the finals in this kind of match. I mean, maybe... I don't know. I mean, she came back. Everybody's happy to see her back, but to come back and just really be immediately shoved to Queen of the Ring don't seem to make much sense. Like, where's the story? Yes, Asuka versus Io Sky is going to be a phenomenal match, but it's also a match we've seen before. We saw it during Io's title run as WWE Women's Champion, when she was still with Damage Control and before Asuka joined them. We got that match on an episode of SmackDown. And that wasn't that long ago. That was 2023. So, yes, it'd be a great match on paper, but Asuka doesn't need to be Queen of the Ring for that match to happen. Whereas with Jade, again, we've talked about where the story is there for the longest. Jade finally has a legitimate reason to challenge for the Tiffany Stratton's WWE Women's Championship, as they've been teasing that for months now, with them having throwing little barbs back and forth at each other, having little dust ups here and there, getting snippy with each other. So that's been teased for the longest. The story's already there for Jade and Tiffany Stratton. There's not much story there for Asuka and Io. And I don't think you don't need the crown for that. So I think Asuka is there to help Jade Cargill have a great match, because clearly, like you said, Asuka is definitely the superior in-ring performer. She is the veteran, and she can definitely help Jade Cargill have a great match, just in the same way that Roxanne Perez helped Jade Cargill have a good match in their semifinals matchup. So, yeah, it's Jade Cargill all the way. Not a doubt in my mind. Okay, good talk.
Wow, I was mic'd. I was muted. Oh, God. How silly of me. No, I totally agree, man. And I'm right. I think Asuka's going to help her put on a good, solid match. And this is a big win that she needs to get up over, and to be a pretty decent threat to our current women's champion. But I'm pretty excited for it. So
I think she's already a threat to Tiffany Stratton. She just needs probable cause to challenge for the title. Yes. And being Queen of the Ring gives her that. Yeah, I expect a pretty good entrance though. Especially if she becomes Queen of the Ring, like the entrance she'll be giving after that. I could see her coming out with like a robe, or like something like to match. I don't know. I think she's gonna be like dressed in something elegant after this. Big awesome entrance. The Queen is coming. Not a storm. Mm-hmm. And then there's obviously, since it's not happening till SummerSlam, you still have a whole month to build up Jade versus Tiffany Stratton, and also deal with the fallout of Jade Cargill being Queen of the Ring and the inherent jealousy that will evoke in certain other wrestlers, like a Naomi or a quote-unquote Queen Charlotte Flair. How will they react to Jade Cargill, especially like somebody like Charlotte? Yeah. How is Charlotte going to react to Jade calling herself Queen now?
Yup. I totally agree with that.
There's way more meat on the bone of Jade Cargill as Queen of the Ring than there is as Asuka.
Yep. All right. Let's move on here to the men's King of the Ring final. We are getting Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. The winner is crowned King of the Ring, receives a match for respective brands, a world championship at SummerSlam. I can't recall. It's been a while since Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. I wonder if when
are they both SmackDown technically?
Yeah.
So the winner basically is challenging John Cena.
Pretty much.
It's not even like the winner gets their respective brand. No, the winner faces John Cena at SummerSlam. So the real question is, which one are we going to get? Randy Orton versus John Cena again, after they already told us that Randy Orton versus John Cena happens for the last time at Backlash? Or are we going to get Cody Rhodes rematch versus John Cena?
Yeah, I know. Right?
I wonder.
The last time we saw Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes face each other in a singles match was September 2nd, 2013 on Monday Night Raw. In this match, Cody Rhodes lost to Randy Orton, and he was fired in the storyline. And they are also scheduled to face each other in a singles match this weekend. Yeah, it's pretty much laid out, man. Like, we just saw Orton versus Cena not too long ago. And if they didn't give it to him then, they're not going to give it to him now. And I don't think we saw... Cody didn't get a rematch for his title. So I guess
Cody hasn't had a rematch yet.
Yeah, so... yeah, I mean... I guess... I mean, I'm honestly, I don't really care for it. I really don't care for Cena versus Rhodes round 2 at SummerSlam, because I think they're probably going to have Cody go over then. And it's so fucking predictable. Like, I hate it.
It's such a match that everybody wants that has no hype behind it because it's been booked so terribly and so damn predictably. And
just so recently.
Like, no hype, no build-up, nothing. This is not how people wanted to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton.
Right.
Not both of them as baby faces at the end of a King of the Ring tournament where the outcome is, like, blatantly obvious how it's going to go. Like, this is not how they, like, this... It almost feels like the fucking Saudis paid for this match, even though I know they did it.
You think?
But it almost feels like that, because what other sense does it make for this match to happen under these circumstances right now? None. Makes no reasonable storytelling sense for this match to happen like this. Other than, only thing is, it just feels like, damn, we got all these PLEs happening. We got to throw some fucking matches together to make these shits worth it. All right, big name here and here. Somebody figure out a way to make these two fight each other.
Yeah.
And do it. Like, man, like, that's more so than anything, that's what all this shows. It's just, as much as we were praising WWE for, like, long-term storytelling and stuff that they were doing, these matches that we get have feel like the exact opposite of that.
Right.
None of them feel like these are matches as a result of long-term storytelling. These just feel like hot shot, quick, get to the next PLE booking of matches.
Yeah, we're always booking for the next PLE.
Right. And the next PLE is in 2 weeks, so hurry up.
Ah, dude.
And really, if somebody would have just had some foresight or just some real planning, long-term planning in advance, these PLEs being back to back to back like this wouldn't feel so bad if they were just episodes and ongoing, well-told storylines. Like, imagine if, say, just for example, if there was like a real deep, intense feud between say Jacob and them and Solo and them over this US title, and instead of it just now happening at Night of Champions, what if it had been happening over the course of the last couple of PLEs? And it's just ongoing. At each PLE, we're getting like a different match or an iteration of a match. Maybe the one time we got, Jacob versus Solo, and Solo did take the title off of Jacob Fatu. And then another one, then in the midst of that, some more shit goes down. So next PLE, Jacob now got Jimmy with him. And it's Jacob and Jimmy versus Solo and so-and-so. The other guy's name. At the next one. And then some more shit happens down. Then at the next PLE in another couple weeks, now we got Jacob, Jimmy, and Jay versus Solo, New Guy, and Hikuleo. Like, there was a way that this could have been executed in a way that could have been more interesting, more compelling, and not just felt so hot shot, throw some shit up against the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
But it feels like nobody had that kind of foresight. Nobody had that really type of thought out planning in advance. It was just like, All right, here's the calendar. All right, get to this one. All right, that one's done. All right, let's get to this one. All right, that one's done. All right, get to the next one.
And it's
As
like
a result,
it's so close together, man. It's these PLEs are just so close together. It's just ridiculous how much time wrestling has been taking up in our lives.
yeah,
Anyway.
more so how much so the weekends they've been taking up on these Saturdays.
Yeah, dude. Just taking up all of my time. Ugh. I mean, yeah, this match is gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. It's predictable. That's all.
Cody's gonna win. Period.
Yeah, Cody's gonna win. Period. I want to see a good RKO. I feel like Orton's gonna get the opportunity to like punt Cody, and he's not gonna do it because he loves him like a brother. So he's not gonna do it, and I feel like that's gonna be his weakness. And then that's when Cody's gonna give him 3 crossroads. Will we see 3 crossroads to put away Orton? Maybe.
3 in a row? Maybe not.
He's done that though.
But we're definitely going to see 3. Oh yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
He did it to Roman.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like if you use your finisher 3
But
times
we'll probably
in a
see
row,
at least
is it
3
really a
crossroads in the
finisher?
match.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether it'll be 3 in a row. I don't know. I think he'll get 1 early, Randy will kick out, and he might have to hit 2 of them to finish him off.
I want to see a Cody cross. Was that Cody crosscutter? Is that when he jumps off the ropes? I want to see
The
that
Cody cutter.
Yeah, Cody cutter. I want to see that turned into an RKO somehow. I don't know how to get it done. I just want to see him go for it and Orton just be there to RKO. I know it's a little difficult because the way he's turned, but I'm sure these guys will figure out a nice RKO out of nowhere. So. Oh man! All right.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what
Main
it is,
event.
man. Main event, which I'm assuming this is the main event. We're getting John Cena, our undisputed WWE champion, versus CM Punk. We have not seen CM Punk and John Cena versus each other for quite some time.
Not since the Elimination Chamber, where they mixed it up for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think. I don't know what their last match was.
Match was probably sometime in the 2010s.
Yeah, I mean they faced each other. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. World title #1 contendership. This is February 25th, 2013. Yeah, I mean, John Cena. Yeah, damn, it looks like John Cena. Sometimes John Cena gets the best of Punk, but Punk is right. I do have your fucking number. But if you're looking at these all just in a row, between like 20. Dates all the way back from like 2009 all the way to like 2013. They had singles matches, and John Cena always got the best of Punk. 2011 Summer of Punk. That's when Punk was, he was dominating Cena for that small window. But if you really look at it, the numbers just don't lie. So can we get? I would love another Summer of Punk. I would love it if Punk beat Cena, and because like I said, we also discussed Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank cash-in. I mean, how great that would be to see Seth save wrestling and cash in on either of these guys, but to cash in on Punk because just the hate he has for Punk, to take that away from him, that'd be great. I love Punk, but like just for the feud alone. But then again, like Cena just chugging on with this title, we just discussed how we could see Cody taking it from him. But could you imagine if Cena just holds on to this to the end of the year or whenever he's about to leave, and he goes to take this title with him. He actually does it, man. He actually fucking goes the whole year, defeats Cody again. That's a wild one. But, about to leave this company, walk out, and then our savior, our messiah, Seth Rollins saves wrestling and saves the WWE title from being taken. There's just so many factors here with both of these guys. It doesn't matter who wins. I'm happy.
That would require Cena to end his career as a heel. And we all know he ain't doing that.
Exactly.
That shit is not happening. He's going to be a heel until he dropped this title and go away for a while. And then he'll come back for his babyface encore.
Yup. And you know what? There's sometimes, I'm laying in bed at night, I'm staring at the ceiling, and I go, what if this is all a work? What if Cena, loses the title and is just like, you know what, I'm not done. I'm like, no, that's not it. It's really over. I just gotta, accept it, that this is really the retirement tour, It's just... way too much build-up to renege on it now. Yeah, there's the 14-year-old in me just screaming it's not true! It's all a fucking work! For fuck's sake, they're gonna give it to Cena. As much as I want Punk to leave here. I know, dude. Punk is so fucking close, man. He's so close, but the roles are reversed this time, The roles were reversed for Orton and Cena. The roles were reversed for Punk and Cena. I'm so happy he's revisiting some of these feuds because he's having a good time. Cena's having a good time feuding it up with Orton, feuding it up with Ron Killings, and mixing it up again with CM Punk. He's enjoying his last run. Revisiting the old feuds, and I'm glad because this is what I wanted. The other day, we got CM Punk getting put through a Slim Jim table. And if you missed it, go back and watch it on SmackDown. John Cena gave his own version of the pipe bomb. If you not all of it, but if you hold up basically the two same speeches word for word, some of them are pretty fucking close. But I do like it because Cena put his own spin on it. Basically making fun of the pipe bomb, and it worked. I think it was pretty good. He called out Matt Cardona, and not even a few days later, Matt Cardona in the indie circuit responded with, hey Cena. I really think if you want to check it out and you missed it, go back and watch the original pipe bomb from 2011. Go back and watch that. Go back and by the way, do you know who won that match? Who put Cena through that table? That was R-Truth.
Punk?
Was it?
Oh, it was Truth.
It was R-Truth. Yeah,
I don't remember. I wasn't watching at the time.
Yeah. R-Truth, I believe, beat John Cena and put him through a table, and then that's when Punk came out and gave the pipe bomb. I believe so. I could be wrong. I'd have to go back and rewatch it because it happened so quickly. Because it happened so long ago as well. But yeah, watch both pipe bombs back to back. I think you'd enjoy them. And yeah, Cena didn't get his mic cut, which I thought was kind of funny. Which made Punk's feel even more realistic. Knowing that his mic got cut. But yeah, what do you guys say about this match, Dre? What do you got to say? What say you?
Cena's gonna win. Obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a good match. It's not going to completely suck, but also, I don't know what much more there is to say. I know. Yeah, the promo that Cena cut was great. Yeah. It was a dope match. I mean, not a dope match, but I mean a dope promo. It just kind of makes you wish that we'd have got this Cena from the very beginning. And then maybe this heel run would have been a bit more interesting.
Right.
rather than this, I'm going to ruin wrestling and yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. Like, I think the whole, there were elements there, obviously, in his promos that where he was, speaking some truth and there was something to latch onto and gravitate towards. But then they just made it a little too kayfabe. Like, trying to find that perfect mix between kayfabe and reality. Things seem to work best in wrestling now when you can find that balance. Mm-hmm. If you lean too far into reality, it's a little trashy, potentially. You lean a little too far into kayfabe, then it becomes cartoonish. I think Cena leaned a little bit too much in the kayfabe direction on his run, and that kind of took some of the seriousness or took some of the impact out of it. Whereas if he could have been a little bit more of what we got here in the pipe bomb, where this is a heel Cena, and heel Cena don't give a fuck about kayfabe. He just gonna speak that shit, talk that shit, because he's John fucking Cena, and he stands at the top of this damn business, and he's gonna say whatever the hell he wants because he's John fucking Cena, and ain't a damn thing nobody gonna do about it, because he just has that level of stroke. He's got that level of influence, that level of power, and he's in his last year, so he ain't got shit to fucking lose. Then this heel run would have been way more interesting than it has been.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So, I mean, I guess we finally got here, but we getting here probably at what's the tail end of heel Cena, because I don't see it going past SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't know what's for him after SummerSlam.
A break.
Yeah, a break. Yeah, you're right, man. We only have so many days left to John Cena. He loves pointing that out to us, which makes it more ever so fucking real, when he's counting down these fucking dates, and we're over halfway now. We're over the halfway point. So
yeah, I mean, granted, to their credit, they've done a great job of stretching these days out throughout the year.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because we're a little over halfway through the year, and we're about halfway through his committed days. And yet it doesn't feel like he's been like away. It doesn't feel like John Cena is like taking these long breaks and just making these sporadic appearances. Like John Cena, we've had more John Cena than Roman Reigns this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Think
true.
about that. We've gotten way more John Cena than Roman Reigns. And John Cena is the one that has a limited dates and, on his last run. And yet, he's felt as much a regular part of the show as he has since he, made the turn to Hollywood. I don't think he's gone more than 3 weeks without being on TV.
Yeah, it seriously feels like a full-time run with Cena right now.
Right.
Just because he's being used.
Even though he's not working matches, it still feels like about as close to a full-time run as we could get.
Yup. Man, take it all in, man, because it's going to be gone before you know it. And then that next generation of superstars that are going to start retiring, like Ron Killings will actually retire. Randy Orton's going to soon retire. CM Punk is going to retire. Like, there's just this next wave. There's not many, believe it or not, even mid-card, there's some mid-card guys that are going to probably retire soon. Like, Kofi probably don't have much time left. The Miz doesn't have much time left. Like, guys who've been around for quite some time, man. Like, I don't like to think about it, but, when a wrestler starts...
Are they going to retire, or is WWE just going to fucking release them?
Yeah, that's two different things. You're right, man. That's true. I don't like to think of it like that. But that's, man, that's pretty much it for Night of Champions. 6 matches this time, given our last one was 4. So this should fill out the card pretty well. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This Saturday on the 28th.
Oh, it's me, it's the Doyle. And yeah, I know last time I said it was going to be the last time I had to drop in on you like this, but to borrow a phrase from a fellow masshole, the last time is now, I think. If I can read a calendar correctly, which may or may not be something I'm able to do correctly. Anyway, speaking of may or may not be, let's get in the plane and head over to what may or may not be restricted airspace and to what may or may not be a more active war zone, but what is definitely a country controlled by a huge piece of shit named MBS. And it's Night of Champions, a 6-match card featuring 2 championship matches, despite the fact that we have 4 world champions, 4 mid-card champions, and 3 tag champions. In fact, the go-home SmackDown the night before, or the afternoon before, as it were, has 3 big championship matches. Go figure. But this should be an interesting card, I guess. These Saudi pay-per-views can be sort of hit or miss. But let's just get to it. Okay, first of all, we got Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross, first singles pay-per-view match in several years. This doesn't really feel like a pay-per-view match to me, although I know a lot of people have been clamoring, myself included, to get Kross more exposure, so I can't really complain too much because I'm asking for more Kross in one hand and complaining about getting it in the other. Go figure. I don't see there's any way that Sami loses this match, especially in Saudi. Hopefully he can drag a decent match out of Kross, which is really the big knock on him in my estimation. Really like his character work, but man just ain't that great in the ring. I'm sorry. Not a death sentence. I mean, hell, one of the biggest stars of all time is The Rock, and newsflash, The Rock ain't that great in the ring either. Moving on, we got Rhea versus Raquel in a street fight. Again, this is almost the exact same thing. I like Raquel a lot. She's just not that great in the ring. Maybe Rhea can get a decent match out of her. Maybe this plays into her strength by just, maybe this is just kind of a power move, weapon kind of thing. Who knows? But I don't see any way Rhea loses this match either. I don't know if they've made an official announcement. I don't think so, but I fully expect Roxanne Perez will be named as replacement for Liv, and they will continue to be tag champions. We've definitely seen that precedent set in the women's tag division before, so I imagine that will continue here, and then probably a match with the Bellas at Evolution, which will stink up the joint. And god damn it, I hope they don't put the belts on the Bellas. Ugh. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. What's next? Oh, we got Fatu! Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. This is kind of interesting. I think a couple things could happen. I think maybe we finally get the debut of Hikuleo, is that his name? Tonga, if you will. Debuting here to probably cost Jacob the match, if not also the title. But I think Solo somehow wins this match. Whether or not he ends up taking the title, I'm not sure. But it just doesn't seem to be any point of having this because, it kind of feels like a neutral field or whatever. Jacob should dog walk Solo, right? He basically took his job in the bloodline when that was a thing, if that still is a thing. But I think Solo is going to get the win here somehow, some way, probably via interference, either one of the Tongans coming back or getting a new Tongan or something of that ilk. Second championship match is old Johnny Cena versus Pepsi Phil. And this is going to be another probably not so great match. Sorry, John, I love you, but your matches are not that great anymore. Not that they ever really were. There's no way in hell the Punker's taking this one. I expect the new 5 moves of Doom, which is nut shot, belt shot. So Cena definitely cheats to win here, I think. Setting up will probably be a match with Cody at SummerSlam. We'll talk about the men's King of the Ring tournament here. This makes no sense to me either. You know, I feel like the King of the Ring ought to be used to build up somebody, you know, maybe that's right on the cusp of breaking out or really needs a step up somehow, you know. I'm thinking like a Sami Zayn, somebody like that. But no, we're going to put it on either Cody or Randy. And I just don't see how it could be anyone other than Cody. We haven't seen Cody and Randy in the ring together for over a decade. But I feel like, you know, since Cody's been back, you know, these two getting together was a inevitability, especially given all the history, the student-teacher kind of aspect to this. But I kind of feel like this is like a match that needs like a 2-month build and a heel. So maybe we get Randy turning heel. I've kind of wanted that for a while now. I think this might be an interesting opportunity to do it, but you know, we just had Cena turn on Cody. I guess that's what happens to baby faces. They get turned on. So we shall see with that, but I don't think there's any chance in hell Cody loses. So the Queen of the Ring. We got Asuka, we got Jade. This is, you know, kind of like what I said about Jacob and Solo. And if this, in any normal universe, Asuka should beat the living dog shit out of Jade. She is by far the superior professional wrestler, but I think they're getting ready to strap the rocket to Jade. So I think she's going to take it and will be the Queen of the Ring. And furthermore, I think that she will win the title at SummerSlam, making her, only the 7th black woman to be WWE Women's Champion. Let's see if I can name them all. Alicia Fox, remember her? Jazz, Jacqueline, Sasha Banks, Bianca, and Naomi. 6. Yeah, so I guess Jade would be the 7th, unless I'm missing somebody. Boys, somebody Google real quick and correct me if I'm wrong. I think that wraps up all the matches for Night of Champions. Hopefully, next time we speak, I will be with you in person. As it stands, I will be hiding from teenagers most likely this evening because we have some show at the venue that I think is teenage-centric, and I don't like those sorts of folks. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Go Red Sox. Fuck Phil. And now, back to the show.
Alright, let's bring up what happens after Night of Champions. Because we were just talking about how we're not going to... I don't think we're going to do an episode on it, but I wanted to just bring it up. They're going to be doing, was it the Great American Bash? So that's NXT, and they only have the singles NXT Championship match. Oba versus Yoshika. I am so bad with these names. But I mean, this guy that he's fighting, this Japanese wrestler, this guy looks pretty big. He's 265 pounds, 6 foot, so he's a big man. Pretty interested in this match. I might tune in to watch that. But within the same day, we are also getting Saturday Night Main Event later that night.
Kind of wild that they having this match. Considering he's not. I don't think he's really a NXT or WWE signee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's signed to Japanese wrestling company. He's just, making occasional appearances.
That's why I'm interested.
NXT.
And it's working.
That's kind of wild.
If that's the case, to get us interested, guess what? I am, dude. I like this. People coming from other promotions, people I don't know. Like, dude, I can't even pronounce this guy's fucking name. It's embarrassing. Like,
Yosuke Inamura.
There you go. I'm interested. I wanna see this. So NXT always has something, at least 1 or 2 cards on the matchup that are worth checking out. And every episode we bring it up. We're kind of bringing up more and more of these NXT matches that are pretty good that you need to check out. So I've
been trying to tell you for the longest NXT been cooking.
Yeah. Well, I've been hurt, man. I've been hurt after the Black and Gold, and we got the Rainbow NXT. I was hurt for a bit, so I'm coming back.
Tell you missed out on some Stephanie Vaquer and Julia greatness.
Yeah.
You missed out on some Roxanne Perez cooking down there in NXT. Hell, freaking Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov had a banger of a fucking trilogy down in NXT a few years ago.
Yeah, this new wave of superstars that are coming up to the main roster, it's like I do feel like I miss seeing them grow up in NXT. That's the case. But I really want to put some more eyes on NXT, checking this out. So there's only one match
remember the last show, we told people freaking, what was it? Why am I blanking now? Worlds Collide was arguably a better show than
than that Saturday Night Main Event.
Money in the Bank.
Or Money in the Bank, yeah.
Yeah, it was arguably a better show than Main Event. Than Money in the Bank. Arguably, like I believe I said it myself that the main event of Worlds Collide, which was shit, why am I blanking on it now? El Hijo Vikingo versus Chad Gable.
Yeah,
that was the match of the weekend for me.
Yeah,
that was the match of the weekend.
Yeah, leave it to NXT. He's putting out some good quality shit, man. It's worth tuning into. Yeah, and so we're gonna have those. We're gonna have that in the morning, and then in the evening we are getting the Saturday Night Main Event, and the only thing we have listed is Goldberg versus Gunther for the world title. That's it. Okay,
yep,
Grandpa.
That's gonna
Goldberg,
happen.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. I'm just gonna give you a rundown of Goldberg's official times, how long he's lasted in the last 10 matches he's had. Roman Reigns, 6 minutes. Bobby Lashley, an amazing, astonishing 11 minutes and 25 seconds. He fought Bobby Lashley again, 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Drew McIntyre, 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Braun Strowman, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. The Fiend, if you guys remember The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Dolph Ziggler, a minute and 50 seconds. The Undertaker, now give this is probably all entrance, 8 minutes and 35 seconds. That was in Saudi. Awful match. Brock Lesnar, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And unfortunately, the shortest match he's had, Kevin Owens, for 22 seconds for the Undisputed title. I remember that. Goldberg has been... It seems like, most of his feuds, the guys he goes against are faces. Brock was a face when he versed him. Taker was a face. Roman Reigns was the face. Triple H was somewhat of a face at one point. So I don't know. I guess Gunther's definitely the heel in this, but I'm kind of loving Gunther at the moment. Gunther tweeted the other night, "I'm next. Guess I can spare 3 minutes," and he's not fucking wrong.
That's probably about how long this fucking match is gonna last.
Yeah, but
I predict we'll come back from commercial at 9:46. And we will get Goldberg's entrance at 9:46. We'll get entered. We'll probably. I'm telling you, they're gonna drag it out to make it seem like it's more than what it really is. I'm gonna say that probably, maybe I might be giving it too much. I'm gonna say 9:45. Gunther's gonna come out for the main event.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna come out first at 9:45, make his entrance. 9:48. Goldberg's music hits. 9:52. Whoever the ring announcer is for that night does the whole, challenger, champion, yada, yada, yada. Bell rings at 9:54. Gunter is pinning Goldberg at 9:59.
All right. Well, let me throw this idea out to you. I believe that Goldberg's going to win his retirement match at Saturday Night Main Event. It's going to be in his hometown, and WWE will most likely give him the feel-good moment in front of his people. That final victory to close the chapter on his legendary career, right? But I don't think it ends there. Just when Goldberg is celebrating, the crowd is chanting his name, the fireworks going off. That's when Seth Rollins makes his move. He'll walk out with the Money in the Bank briefcase in his hands, lock eyes to a tired, emotional Goldberg. The crowd will be shocked, half cheering, half booing, as Seth cashes in the briefcase right there in Atlanta in front of Goldberg's hometown crowd. It would be the perfect mix of chaos and drama. Goldberg goes out the winner, but also gets taken out by the future. Seth Rollins walks away as champion, and the crowd will be left fucking happy and stunned.
That would require things to start at 9:41. And that's just not going to happen because they got sponsors and commercials to fit in.
We just don't have enough time.
Yeah, they just don't have the time. They got the commercials. Advertisers got to get their spots.
Yeah.
Also, I don't see Seth Rollins and his crew becoming the next top faction or top heel faction in WWE with him running around as the world champion.
Okay.
If it's going to work, he's got to be WWE champion.
Oh, okay. I like that. I mean, I'm sure
he's going to cash in on the WWE championship.
Okay.
He might cash in on Cody at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Cody might beat John Cena to become champion and barely get that win, or he might beat him and then Seth comes out and cashes in on a barely standing Cody.
I like that
and walks out of SummerSlam as WWE champion.
I kind of like the idea of Seth holding on to the briefcase a little bit longer. Don't get me wrong. The idea just threw out there was mostly for Doyle's excitement. I hope Doyle likes that idea. The idea of Goldberg, he beats Gunther, but he also loses too in his hometown. I mean, that'd be great. What a send off! Just curb stomp him. Done.
No.
Goldberg's done forever. But so after we get Saturday Main Event, because that's all that's on the card right now. That Sunday, July 13th, the day after, in Atlanta, Georgia still, we are getting a second WWE Evolution. We haven't had one since October of 2018. 2018. Wow. It's been a while, man. That's pretty sad that it's taken this long. My opinion is, I believe when Evolution started, I know there was issues with certain at the time they didn't have women's matches over in Saudi, and when the first one that they did, I think was Lacey Evans and Natalya. I thought this would have been perfect for after they go to Saudi, for all the women to get on the card and pick up a decent paycheck after the guys have all been in Saudi. But now that we have more women on the roster that can go over there and have matches, but I'm still all for this pay-per-view. We only have one match on here so far. JC Jane, the NXT Women's Champion, will be versing Jordynne Grace, former TNA Women's Champion. I absolutely, we talked about it off air, absolutely agree that Jordynne Grace is going to pick up the W for this. This girl has been in the Rumble. She's been that was when she was in TNA. She came back twice, being on the TNA roster, coming over to WWE. So she's made a lot of appearances over here. So they're strapping the rocket to her, putting the title right on that girl. I'm all for it.
Yep. And right now, NXT needs they need a strong face of the women's division, since they lost both Julia and Stephanie Vaquer at the same time. Yeah. And Roxanne Perez. Three pillars of the NXT women's division gone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They got fucking plucked. All they have left now is really Jordan Grace. I would say Jordan Grace, Jada Parker, and I guess whatever the fuck Mariah May's calling herself now down there. But she just got there, so she hasn't really, built up much. I mean, and they have other stars that, are good. They still got Lash Legend, who's great. Yep. They got Sol Ruka, who is phenomenal. I mean, they got the talent there, but the star power that they had with Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and Roxanne Perez, like I said, that star power, they really got poached hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be good for the roster. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all I got, really. We got just a bunch of PLEs. And what did you say off air about these PLEs?
Basically, with all these PLEs happening in such quick and short succession, and just one after the other, our WWE PLEs special anymore? Yeah. There used to be a time where a PLE was coming and you really looked forward to it because it's a step up from Raw and SmackDown. You're getting major matches. You're getting culminations of storylines. You're getting, special stipulations. Shit was different. The set looked different. Everything had a different appearance to it.
Right. Back
when they were called pay-per-views, they meant something. But now when you got these motherfuckers happening every other damn week, it's the fuck?
It definitely does not feel as special anymore. You're right.
Name one match up here that feels special. I mean, I guess you could say Cena and CM Punk one last time. Okay, sure. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Okay, sure. But outside of that, everything else on this card could be a Raw or SmackDown match.
Absolutely
easily.
Agree. Yeah, they don't. You're right, man. We used to standard PLEs were once a month, the end of the month. That's how it was. Even for somebody like me who I invite people over to my house. I like having a house full of people whenever there's a PLE. But now I feel like I'm annoying people because it's it's gonna be almost every week, or it's hey, we have 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. Do you want to hang out and watch these PLEs? And the average wrestling fan is like, damn, that's a lot. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, didn't you just have one 2 weeks ago, in Saudi? I'm like, yeah. And wasn't that one at 1 in the fucking afternoon? Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the shit does not feel special. None of this stuff feels like it has any real stakes to it or anything. Think about it. Freaking Jey Uso lost the WWE title lost the World Heavyweight Championship on an episode of Raw, not a PLE.
Yeah,
all these fucking PLEs they've been having every 2 to 3 weeks, and Jey lost the title on Raw.
Yeah.
The fuck are these PLEs? They're just weekend episodes of Raw or SmackDown, basically, with maybe 1 or 2 quote unquote big name matches. I mean, yes, Money in the Bank is its own unique beast. That one feels special because it's got its own special gimmick. But outside of that, None of this shit felt special. In this entire run that they've had of these PLEs for the last, however they've been doing for the last 2 or 3 months now, where they've been like every 2 to 3 weeks, something, a Saturday night main event or a PLE or something. The only ones to me that have felt special or felt like, okay, this is something that, like, this is a must watch, was Money in the Bank and honestly the AAA Worlds Collide, the AAA NXT Worlds Collide. Those are the only ones that felt like they were must watch. And that AAA one was because it was the first one. It's the first time we did it. And it was something, unlike all the rest of the shit, it was something genuinely new. So that felt special. And like I said already, Money in the Bank is its own beast. The rest of this shit, throwaway.
Yeah. Yeah, just definitely not needed. That's why I wanted to quickly go over what's on the card thus far. I know we still got a bit, but, like, you know, we're not going to come back and cover all that. Maybe we'll cover all 3 in a whole episode. I don't know. Let's see who watched what. But, oh yeah, whatever. I got something to watch this Saturday. So,
pretty much.
Yeah, I got something to watch Saturday night.
Well, Saturday night when I get back from this barbecue I'm going to, I'm like, okay, let me turn on Night of Champions and see what happened.
Yeah.
And then I have to wonder to myself, because it's obviously so obvious and predictable for a lot of shit, am I really going to sit down and, like, watch it attentively like I would an actual pay-per-view or PLE where it's like, okay, ain't nothing else on, no distractions, you watching the TV and watching the whole thing? Or am I going to, like, you know, almost like double speed through this shit like fucking Cliff Notes?
Yeah.
Just to be like, am I really interested in this? I mean, anything happened? Okay, yep, outcome of that thought. You know, right now I couldn't tell you how I'm going to watch it.
Right. Well, that's all I got, man. Do you want to plug anything?
Nothing in particular. As always, Instagram.com/PCW podcast.
Yes, sir. And we will have our post show, and hopefully Doyle will be back. You know, he's a busy man, so we kind of miss Doyle here on the show, our third man. But we've been able to make it work. We've done a couple episodes, just the two of us. Been able to make it work. Have him shoehorn in his opinion. But we are a 3-man crew, so. Alright, man. With that said, let's get the hell out of here. It's fucking hot out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to this little promo. I have to give one. You know what it's going to be about. Yeah, just sit here and listen. You made it this far into the show. What we're going to talk about is something very important. It's social media. Why aren't you part of the Twitter page, the Instagram page, our Facebook page? Join. Share. And you know what? You get in there, we'll send you a link to the Discord. What's the Discord? It's where you can talk to us all day about wrestling. Not just that. How about you go to our website, podcastchampionshipwrestling1podium.com, where you can leave a review. Not just a review, you can write into the show. You got a question, we'll answer it. But it doesn't stop there. Oh no, it doesn't. We offer so much more. Do you want to be on the show? Do you want to shoot the shit with Dre, Doyle, and myself? Be a guest. I'll give you your own theme music. Yes, I will. But it doesn't stop there, guys. You gotta go to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy a PCW shirt. Oh, we don't have one. We don't have two. By God, we don't have three. But we do have four. 4 new t-shirts on ProWrestlingTees.com. So what the hell are you doing? You made it this far. Are you a fan or what? Are you a fucking mark? Tell him.
You fucking mark!
Time's running out.
You are the world's dumbest son of a bitch.
The fact that day in and day out, for almost 6 years, I have proved to everybody in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary. Nobody can touch me.
You are not ready for Oscar!
Because the Street Profits are up and we want the smoke. You're next. Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. New day!
Cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah, my true madness here.
Welcome to the Kevin Owens Show. Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy.
Because I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome! Those rotten bastards!
Bye-bye, bitch.